Hi, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about how to manifest success in anything by means of your inner conversations. This inner conversations is referenced so many times in the Bible, which is the ultimate instruction guide to manifesting, even if you don't believe or you're not Christian, anything like that. And I want to go into some of the examples, how to utilize inner conversations and how I have specifically in order to get what I want. So before we begin, there's a worksheet accompanied with this in the description. Download that right now. Also, or when the video's over. Also, hit the like button so that people who would not normally be able to see this video will see it. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you want broken down exact techniques that have been tested over 10 years, that some that you've never heard before, on how to manifest anything that you want. So let's hop into it then. So I've got some paper with me here, some of my notes, so that I can read these verses to you. To him that orders his conversations right will I show the salvation of God. That's a powerful claim here, but to the normal person, they may not really see the connection between their conversations and how God is going to give them what they want, or they'll see the salvation of God. So what is the salvation of God? The salvation of God is just the act of being able to take yourself out of one situation and put yourself into another situation. So that is what Christ means. It means the Savior. And when you break down the actual letters behind the words of the name of God, which is Yod He Vav He, the root of that word is in Jesus, Yod He Vav Shin Ayin. And so those shin and the ayin are the salvation, which means you can remove your awareness away from one thing and bring it to another. And whatever exists in this reality that is stemming from those negative things that you've just averted your attention from will be destroyed. And whatever you avert your attention towards or bring your attention towards will be manifested outward. Now, this is the way that the world is shaped. You have 60,000 thoughts per day. Each of those thoughts has the potential to impress your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the blueprint of how you experience this reality. And I don't mean only from your point of view. I don't mean your mindset will change so you'll experience things differently or you'll perceive things differently and maybe be more positive as a person. I am talking about, and I claim, and you can prove this to yourself, that your subconscious mind is actually literally dictating the events externally. So whatever exists within your subconscious mind is being pushed out and manifested on this world. You can only experience that which you imagine, or that which is on your subconscious mind. Put off your old nature, which belongs to your former conversations, and put on the new nature, created after the image of God. So, what does that mean? What is the image of God? The image of God is just to know who you truly are. It's to know that you are God. In Exodus, it says God's name. He says his name is I am. That's a very powerful statement, and it's in plain sight. It's not even the letter behind the words. It says it right there in Exodus 3. And what it means is that anyone who is aware is God. Anything that is aware is God. Awareness itself is God. The very fact that you can observe your own thoughts proves that you are not your thoughts, but you are the observer of those thoughts. If you said, I love myself, who is this I that loves the self? There's a separation between the two. And if I asked you who or what is it that is aware of your experience, you would always say, I am. And that's it. That's who we truly are. Anytime I say I am commanding my higher self to create whatever follows the statement of I am. So whatever we allow inside of our mind, whatever we play within our inner conversations, out of those 60,000 thoughts per day, all of those have the potential to create. Now, when I say potential, that's a very important distinction, because there's a common fear that spreads around the community that every single thought is creating my reality. Now, it's possible if your subconscious mind was exposed by some means. So if you were in a very sleepy state or some very meditative state, the thoughts that enter your mind at that time are far more likely to impress the subconscious rather than going about your day-to-day life when you're actively engaged in this reality, when you're analytically thinking. Those are times where it is less likely that a thought is going to enter into your subconscious mind. And the word that goes forth from my mouth shall not return unto me void. It must accomplish that which I purpose and prosper in the thing for which I sent it. So this is coming by the word of God. So in the sense of it is God who is saying that. So it says, and the word that goes forth from my mouth shall not return unto me void. So an inner conversation, if it impresses your subconscious mind, it will not come back void. So what does that mean? What is void? Void means empty or nothing. So it's saying it will not do that, which means it has to accomplish the thing that you made it do. It has to accomplish the thing that you've imagined. It has to accomplish the thing that you thought. Being that our awareness is God and that awareness is aware of our thoughts, when we impress our subconscious mind, it is guaranteed that imaginal act will come to pass. And the way it does that is through a bridge of incidents, a series of events. But the best way to really describe it is like a garden. Our subconscious mind is a garden. And our thoughts, the ones that impress it, turn into seeds, so to speak. Now, the interesting thing about it is that the end result, or the thing that we've imagined, you call that the end result. The thing you've imagined becomes the DNA that seed grows into. So if I imagined, or if I used an inner dialogue or inner monologue that I was a millionaire, right? That I wanted to achieve success. Say I wanted to achieve success. I would, with my inner thoughts, say to myself, I have become extremely successful. I am grateful that I have become extremely successful. That is a command right there. That is a command to create a seed which will ultimately grow into a situation in this world where I will say, I have become extremely successful. So the things that we imagine, the things that we plant, the things that we think of, the inner dialogue, will be replicated as experience. We won't stop before that statement is said, and we won't necessarily go after, but we can be guaranteed beyond any reasonable doubt that once something has gone in, it will come out in the exact same fashion. But you will say, this is the Lord speaking, and certainly the Lord can do that. So this is another statement and relates to the New Testament, which is talking about how all things are possible. So what is it that you want? You want success? You want happiness? You want love? You want romance? You want just wealth, riches, freedom, travel, whatever it is that you want, the Lord can do that. So think of your inner words as God speaking. It's not even an analogy. That is literally true. Your inner voice is God speaking. It's God commanding, and you have the power to control that. And one of the things is that all things are possible to him that imagines. Anything that you can imagine, if you can imagine it as if you already have it, it will come to pass. So there's another verse that I talk about a lot. In my Father's house are many mansions, many states, many possibilities, infinite possibilities is really what it's saying. If it wasn't true, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And when I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. So the I that's referring to is our imagination. And the you that it's saying it will bring you there is the physical body. And so when we define our inner conversations to match that we desire to experience, there is nothing that can get in our way from getting it. If we have the capacity to imagine it, then we have the power to create it. There's another verse that says, if we know that he hears us in all that we ask of him, then we know that we have already obtained the things requested. So how do we know that our inner conversations have been heard? How do we know that he hears us in all that we ask of him? Because as long as we can be certain of that, we can be certain that we've received it. So our consciousness itself, that he, if we know that he hears us, that's referring to the Father. And the Father is our consciousness, right? The imagination is Christ. The Father is consciousness. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. My imagination and consciousness are one. It's the same substance, but my consciousness is way greater than I, right? So we know that he hears us because we know that we are conscious. As long as we are conscious, we know that we have the power to create. So think now of what it is that you would like to formulate into your inner conversations and how you will do that. There are many ways to have inner conversations. It could be with yourself. It could be your thoughts about how you're describing yourself. Most people go through the day fleeting thoughts talking about how worthless or terrible they are as a person, or they fixate on another human being and argue with them in their mind. The problem with this is that it creates, and so we become the things that we fixate on, or we hold another person in the state that we're imagining. The moment we change those inner conversations deliberately is the moment we let go of those negative states and we enter into the state that we wish to experience, the fulfillment of our desire. And then once that happens, when we saturate our mind with that, when we fixate on that instead, we will impress our subconscious mind with that, and then the end will come naturally. All we have to do is yield to our desire. So what is it that you want? You want success? Define an inner conversation where you're having success. Maybe like me, I imagine myself in a foreign place on a deck overlooking some lush forestry, talking to the person to the left of me about how I'm so grateful that it's already Wednesday and I'm done working, and I closed my laptop. The indication of all of that combined was the proof, right? The essence that I have been self-employed, working wherever I wanted, how much or how little I wanted, and could just basically do whatever I wanted. And that manifestation unfolded so rapidly. Within a month, I was able to quit my job. This business came out of absolutely nowhere, and I ultimately now get to do whatever I want. Anything is possible. I've manifested people with this. I have so many friends who have manifested with inner conversations. Usually when I teach someone how to manifest, it'll be one of two ways. It'll either be with visualization or it'll be with inner conversation. You could also imagine texting someone. Texting is in the form of conversation, right? So imagining texting someone with the good news and them responding back, or actually in your imagination seeing them there and having them doing that same back and forth exchange. Whatever it is, all you have to do is conjure the scenes as if you already have it. Think from the point of view of already having it. First person point of view, and then watch how it all unfolds. It will be simple and easy, and it will come automatically to you. You can use this for things. You can use this for people. You can use this for belief systems. Success comes in many forms. Really, it does. But you get to define those. Instead of holding someone in a negative state by arguing with them, change that to make them into a more successful person. If you want to attain the heights of success with your job, imagine having a conversation with someone about how you just got your raise, or watch the boss shake your hand and say congratulations on doing such a great job. Like this, I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button, download that worksheet, hit the subscribe button and bell icon for more broken down systematic methods on how to manifest anything that you want, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.